With the new sequel, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, just now hitting theaters and HBO Max today, let's talk about the second installment of this here trilogy. Here's my review of The Conjuring 2. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I'm going to review the 2016 supernatural horror sequel, The Conjuring 2. Also known in the UK and Ireland as The Conjuring 2, The Enfield Case. Released by New Line Cinema, distributed through Warner Brothers. The film was directed by James Wan, who directed the first one, which Wan also wrote the screenplay with Chad and Carrie W. Hayes plus David Leslie Johnson. It's actually the second installment of the Conjuring series and third overall installment after Annabelle came out. Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga return as paranormal investigators and authors Ed Lorraine Warren. And this time, it follows them as they travel to the United Kingdom to assist the Hodgson family, who are experiencing poltergeist activity at their Enfield council house in 1977, which later became referred to as the Enfield poltergeist. Now, before I get into the story, if you have not seen my review for the first Conjuring, click on that card coming up right now. There we go. I want to give you the next few seconds to click on this before I get into this, if you yet to watch that. Alright. I can see that reviews already gotten 15 views. Thank you, everyone. Alright, here we go. In 1976, paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren investigate the Amityville murders at the Amityville house, the Lutz family, to determine if a demonic presence was truly responsible for Ronald DeFeo Jr.'s killing of his entire family on November 13, 1974, and the subsequent haunting incident involving the Lutz family. During a sorry, I mispronounced that. Lorraine is drawn into a vision where she relives the murders. The spirit of one of the killed children lures her to the basement, where she encounters a demonic nun figure and witnesses Ed being impaled, frightening her. In 1977, the Hodgson family begins to experience strange occurrences in their home in the London borough of Enfield, after Janet, the second oldest of 4 children, plays with a Ouija board she made with her friend Camilla. Janet starts to sleepwalk and converses in her dreams with an entity in the form of an angry elderly man who sits in the family's armchair, insisting the house is his. Eventually, the Hodgson siblings and their mother Peggy witness paranormal events, terrifying them into seeking refuge with their neighbors. When the media attempts to interview the family, Janet is possessed by the elderly man Bill Wilkins, who previously lived and died in the house. During the possession, Wilkins states that he enjoys tormenting the family and wants to reclaim his home. As Janet shows more signs of demonic possession, the story eventually reaches the Warrens, and their assistance is requested in an investigation to prove whether or not Janet's possession is a hoax. Lorraine, fearful that her vision of Ed's death may become reality, warns him not to get too involved. She has yet another vision of the demonic nun in Ed's study. The demon says its name, which Lorraine scribbles in her Bible. While staying at the Hodgson residence, Ed and Lorraine consult other paranormal investigators, including Maurice Gross and Anita Gregory, on the legitimacy of the case. They attempt to communicate with Wilkins' spirit, hoping to convince him to stop haunting the family. One night, Gregory presents video evidence of Janet wrecking the kitchen on purpose, as if for a prank, thereby discrediting the haunting. Based on this, Ed and Lorraine decide to leave, believing the family is lying for fame. However, they discover that the spirit of Wilkins is only a pawn being manipulated by the demonic nun to haunt Janet and break her will. Lorraine realizes that her abilities have been blocked by the nun, preventing her from grasping the truth of Janet's possession. Wow. It certainly is a real shocking experience of events and what have you. All right, now to the ending and final act. You know the procedure. 5 seconds to stop. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below to avoid any spoilers. If you've seen the movie already, continue on. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Anne and Lorraine quickly return to the Hodgson residence, only to find Janet possessed and the rest of the Hodgsons, locked outside the house. Sometimes it's hard to pronounce some of those things. Ed ventures inside alone and finds Janet at the window, ready to commit suicide. He manages to grab Janet in time, but is close to falling. Lightning strikes a tree in the front yard, turning it into the object that impales Ed in Lorraine's vision. Lorraine finds her Bible, in which she wrote the demon's name, Valak. She addresses the demon by its name, successfully condemning it back to hell. Janet is freed of its possession, and Lorraine pulls her and Ed to safety. After returning home, Ed adds an item to his and Lorraine's collection, a haunted Crooked Man Zoetrope toy owned by Peggy's youngest child, Billy. Placing it beside April's music box, of course you know from the first movie, and in front of the Annabelle doll. And then, in the end, Anne and Lorraine share a little dance listening to Elvis's I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. End of story, my friends. So, what did I think of The Conjuring 2? Well, I'm going to say I like it just as much as the first one, but if I had to pick one of those two, that's kind of a tough decision, though, unfortunately. But nevertheless, I really thought it was good. I mean, again, Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga once again shine, well, even though it's a horror movie, as Ed and Lorraine Warren. They were really good. Okay, and we also have in the cast Madison Wolfe as Janet and Frances O'Connor as Peggy. The rest of the Hodgson children are played by Lauren Esposito as Margaret, Benjamin Hay as Billy, and Patrick McCauley as Johnny. Rest of the cast includes Simon McBurney as Maurice Gross and Franca Patent as Ania Gregory. Now then, another thing I liked is the score for this, and by Joseph Bashara, who does the vocal effects for the demon. Well, not vocal effects. That was Robin Atkin Downs. My mistake. Joseph Bashara does the demon in this. And Bonnie Aarons plays Valak, aka the nun, which, of course, that would be a spin-off movie that would come out 2 years later. Sorry. But anyway, it didn't quite give me much a jump scare like some horror movies would, but this was pretty shocking and what have you. Nevertheless, I really loved the cats' performances. The story was really good. The atmosphere around London, England, and what have you, and of course, around Enfield. I wish I could actually visit London one day. That would be fun. But anyway, yeah. But in the end, the Enfield ghost thing would become probably one of the biggest paranormal stories there ever was. In the history of paranormal cases and what have you. Anyway, but even so, it's still a pretty good movie. Again, I liked it just as much as the first, but it's hard to decide which one I like the most. But anyway, the question is, would I recommend The Conjuring 2? Well, I'd say hell yeah. This is very good. Oh yeah, and there's something else. You do get to hear that little number of Elvis, but also Patrick Wilson performs this on guitar in the film. He kind of does a pretty darn good Elvis impersonation too. You also hear a couple other songs, including London Calling by the Clash and I Started a Joke by the Bee Gees. Yeah, which those are good songs too. Anyway, I really did enjoy The Conjuring 2. The Conjuring universe will continue on to extend a bit more after this. Of course, the next year came Annabelle Creation, a prequel to the Annabelle movie. Then after that was The Nun and The Curse of La Llorona. The latter two I have yet to are the only two Conjuring universe films I have yet to see. And of course, we just now got The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, which I humbly apologize that I'm not going to go see it. When it comes to physical media, I will check it out. I know that's been getting mixed reviews, and it's kind of barely hanging on by a thread on the tomato mirror. So apparently, it's not going to be as certified fresh as this or its predecessor. Oh well. But again, you gotta check out The Conjuring 2. I know you'll enjoy it. So let me know what your thoughts are on The Conjuring 2 if you've seen it in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button below. Subscribe to my channel as well. Be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you the start of the summer of 007 with Dr. No. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, you might want to check out some of these other demonic or satanic type thriller horror flicks or what have you. In the upper left hand corner is my review of The Exorcist. The upper right hand corner is my review of the original Amityville horror from 1979. Or if you'd like, go to the bottom left hand corner for my review of the original 1976 version of The Omen, which is celebrating its 45th anniversary this year. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. And this film did pretty well too. It went on to make 321 million worldwide. Now you know. So until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.